All right, everybody. Today we got Flipz World on Josh Talks. Finally made it happen. Took a
What
minute.
up?
Got here.
A little bit.
I had to get my recording schedule down, bro. Like I've kind of realized that I don't really have more than 2 weeks in the month in me in terms of like recording and then constantly putting out all the time. So if I can just like back up 1 or 2 weeks of every month with interviews, before I bit off more than I can chew in the beginning. That's just what happened. So I thought I could handle it. And then like I started rolling them out and trying to record at the same time. And I was like, oh, this is more than I thought. So
Right. Yeah. It's all trial and error, bro.
yeah, it's a
All
process. And hopefully the
yeah.
next step is in-person stuff. That's like the goal for the next one. So obviously both online and in person. But yeah, thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate it. I know it took a
Have
minute.
me,
I know you got a lot going on in music and outside of music, but
man.
I don't know where you want to start because you got the vinyl coming, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. Shoot, bro.
I mean, this
Uh,
is an open floor conversation, so whatever you want to talk about, we're here for. But obviously, we'll get into other stuff too. So,
I mean, what do you want to know? Like, what you
I
want?
mean, that vinyl's super cool. You sent me the SoundCloud link, so I've heard it. I don't know if everybody's heard it. No, it's on streaming now, right?
Not yet. April. So it drops
Oh, you're
April
doing
1st.
the old school way.
Yeah. So on April 1st, it actually dropped. But I was doing the whole pre-order for a vinyl. So if you got the vinyl early, you have a record player, you able to listen to it early, like super early.
How'd you
So
do
it
that? Because that is an interesting point because I haven't tried to sell vinyl yet. Or not tried to sell vinyl. I just haven't put anything on vinyl yet. But um that's an interesting starting point because there's lots of different ways to make money in music, right?
could,
So how was that
bro.
for you at the end of the day? Because I feel like you're kind of at the part where you're shipping stuff out now. So obviously I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll orders if you get them, but
So I took down pre-orders. I didn't have like a link or anything like that. You had to go directly through me. So like it was pretty much me going to everybody.
yeah, we
Like,
talked
yo,
about that.
on
Yeah.
a pre-order vinyl, like how you got a link for it? Like, no, you gotta just do it directly through me. So that was actually pretty fun though, like doing it the old school way.
I
I
do.
really
That's
really
how I
enjoyed
built
that.
my business on Twitter. It's just like direct to consumer marketing and
Yeah,
like
exactly. Direct to
interested in
consumer,
it.
bro.
Yes, no, like taking your licks. Like,
Yes, bro. Exactly. Exactly. So
I mean,
got
I'm
that.
sure most people with you that you hit up, like for me, it was a lot of cold calling, so to speak, where like I may have not have had interaction with them before, and I'm like, yo, bro, like you trying to get this kit based off of them interacting with my tweets, right? So
Right. Right.
yeah.
But yeah, man. So hit up everybody, like over 100 people, because there's a hundred minimum to get vinyls done. So hit that threshold. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm down, I'm down. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, I'm
I was
really
gonna say you probably had a pretty good response rate, right?
I really did. Like, and I was really
Proud
surprised
of
about
them.
the locals, like all the local people around. They're like, they really looked out, like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to buy one. So I'm like, damn, I'm really about to get a vinyl done. So
And so
with
on something like that, is that like you're making $10 a vinyl type of thing, like nothing crazy?
so for the vinyls, they're $30 a piece.
Okay.
So I actually did research on it, like how much I should sell them for and how much do they normally go for.
You
And
sold under market for sure.
say what?
You sold under the market of like what I buy vinyls for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I did a little bit of research. I was like, I don't want to tax people too much, but also want to make some money from it too as well. So it's no brainer. So like $30 was my point, like my starting point or whatever. So and everybody was like, yeah, I buy one, man. I was like, okay, bet. So
And at 100, is that like you had to buy 100, right? That's what you
I
said.
had to buy, yeah, I had to buy 100. I couldn't go any lower than that. I was like, dang, but 100, it flew off the shelf, bro. Like I'm only got a few left. Only got a few left. So I'm like, hey, business is booming. So like I can't be mad at that.
Did I see you say something about not quitting? You posted a tweet about something, not quitting your job. What was it about? Something about doing music more on a full-time capacity. I can't remember. I
It was I set myself a goal. So by December of this year, I want to be able to quit my job and do music full time.
and so this is the stepping stone.
This is the stepping stone for that to get there. Cause yeah, I don't want to be working for somebody else, making them money, and I'm getting pennies. You know how that go. Know how that go.
Yeah, I am torn. I have so many thoughts just because I've done so many different things at this point in my life.
Right, right.
You know, so there, there's okay. One, you know it, and especially after going through this round of sales, that's what you did. You
Mhm.
sold 100 things to 100 different people, which I think most people in this world can't even say they've done. So that's um, and at the end of the day, like your success is 100% on you. So that time that you get, if you want more downtime, if you can afford it and make it work, then you have it. And if you want to
Right,
get in grind mode and make more money, then you can. Like there's just
right.
always that dichotomy of like time versus money, right? And time always wins, obviously. Family time, time with loved ones, that's always like the most important stuff. Money comes second, but that's what's nice about the road that you're heading down now, which I encourage you to do. I mean, you're a father too, right? Like,
Sir,
yes,
I am.
you got a lot going on, and you're still pushing for
Bro,
the dream, which is amazing. Beanie
yo, my,
said,
my
"Not at
schedule
all.
is
You're a brand."
crazy. Yo, my schedule is ridiculous, man. Like,
I
I'll be
remember
trying to find time to sleep. Yeah, like, when we had a conversation before. So I had my last performance with the Cleveland Cavaliers dance team last night.
oh, that's
Killed that
done.
performance, but during yeah, it's done. So I'm completely done with that. Close that chapter in my life. And now I'm moving on to the next. And now I can get back and focus on my music and being a dad full time too.
See, that's interesting to me because, like, I would, well, and you just never know, right? It's not like there's one way where any of us are going to make it, quote unquote. Those are the stories that are fed to us, but
Right.
reality we're kind of starting to learn is very different than what we're told from these celebrities and
Yes.
stories. But like in my eyes, I'd be like, oh, that could be something that could bring you into somebody's line of sight to help put you on with music. But you
Yeah.
you did it, so you know, excuse me, the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you did that for a few years.
I actually my first year was 09-10, and then I did it again 10-11. And then from after that, I went from to 11 to 2011 to probably like I want to say 2017. I traveled and competed in dancing.
Okay, that's a long
So that
time.
was yeah, that's a long time. Then in between there, I did a little bit of music here and there, but it wasn't like none the caliber of what it is now.
Well, yeah, because where I saw you on the timeline, I'm gonna say we talked about this in person off camera too, but like it was a couple years ago when I started seeing your NPC videos. I'm
Yeah, because
at
I was
least
on
a
that. I
couple
was
years
grinding
ago.
hard. Yeah, I was grinding hard. That
Yeah,
was
and that was the thing is there wasn't a lot of dudes posting that on Twitter at least, and if they
no, it
were like,
wasn't.
and you were in the videos too, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, a lot of at that time, a lot of producers didn't want to show their face. I was like, I wanted to do something. I didn't want to hide behind like a screen or something like that. So it helped me get comfortable being on camera too. So
Yeah, I remember just being like, okay, like this guy, it okay, I'm 33, so I'm like, this is old school, right? Like this is how you make beats. Like this is how
yeah,
obviously I'm an NPC now. You help me like set mine up. But um yeah, I just remember thinking like this is refreshing from all the trap stuff that's always fed, like all the screens being recorded, like Fruity Loops, Ableton, like all that stuff all day long.
yeah,
So it was just different. It wasn't being, at least if other guys were doing it, it wasn't being fed to me, you know. So
right.
finger drumming, so they call it.
I know on Instagram it was kind of I know Beats by Jay Black.
Yeah.
He's nasty. He's the one that inspired me to like start putting my face on the camera, like just
Mm,
even though if I'm not playing live, I'm showing myself and showcasing my music too at the same time. So it's a
100%.
little bit different than what he.
Yeah, and I think what you did different was you just put it on a different platform where it wasn't being put very
Mhm.
much. So I
Exactly.
don't know if the algorithm favors that kind of stuff because they know that there's not a lot of
Right.
there or what the case may be. But that's how I was introduced to you, and I was like, okay, cool, follow for sure. And then it's just I want to say it's at least been 2 years, if not before 2022. Like probably even 2021 is when I probably started following you. And years later, now we're
That
going.
long?
I want to say,
Wow, that's crazy.
but you know what, man?
I
Okay,
want
timeline's a little
I want
messed
to I
up.
want to say I would probably say maybe end of 2022.
You think
Probably
that's
around
it?
then. I feel like that's
Oh, it's
around that
hard
time.
to keep track of when I
It
started
is,
following people for sure.
bro. Wait, the way time been moving lately is it's ridiculous, bro.
You think end of 2022? I want to
I'm
say
thinking in
summer at least.
summer 2022.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, because
Ooh,
2022 was a weird one for me because the divorce was going on. So I could just
right.
be all over the place, you know. So okay, okay. Yeah, it just feels like longer. You know why it feels like longer? Because we're constantly fed this stuff all the time, right?
Yeah,
So
all
we
the
just
time, bro.
always see it and we feel familiar with the people, even if we don't know them. That's kind of why I like doing this.
Yeah,
Gives people a
right,
different perspective of both parties.
right. Exactly.
And I'm putting the whole things on Twitter. Hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever it is. Whole thing.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
paying
here
that
for it, bro.
premium.
I'm here
Didn't,
for it.
didn't we talk about that? Or
The last time we talked,
oh,
we
yeah, the
I,
last time we talked, somebody else hit me up. They were asking me if premium was worth it. That's what it was. One of the
yeah, that's what it was.
was texting me. Somebody else that I did a podcast with recently. Um, yeah, then that's why I'm paying every month for Twitter Premium is because I can put unlimited length videos. Now you gotta pay for that stuff on these social media platforms. Back in the
Yeah,
day, nobody wanted to post anything over 10 minutes long, and now it's all about long
yeah.
form content because people live on the internet.
Yep, exactly. Twitter's trying to become the new YouTube.
Which is fine. Like I don't mind. I actually just went live with my boy. I was playing games before this. We were playing Borderlands, and I went live on Twitter for the first time in probably a year. And I think I had like 36 viewers, and I'm just like, hey,
Okay. I
more
know.
than
Yeah,
TikTok.
I did. I popped in there for like maybe about a quick second.
You
Quick
can
second. I was like,
comment,
oh,
right?
yeah, a little, maybe a little bit, maybe. I mean, it's
It's
getting
funny.
more popular.
Yeah, yeah. They bought Periscope, so now they're integrating it fully into Twitter or X.
Yeah.
Instead of, before it used to like take you to Periscope and stream you on the Periscope app. Now it's just all in X, I think. But
Yeah.
it's getting better. Like at the end of the day, I would love for this to be a podcast. Like I was even considering doing this live because now I know X is live, right? So you can do live on X again. But my phone battery's almost dead, and oh, I could have done it in the ring light. Anyways, I just there's so many ways to feed the audience what they want. And going back to what I was saying earlier, like at the end of the day, these are the things that make us more relatable to people who don't know us on the internet and make it so at the end of the day because we all want to be consumers of everybody if we like them on the platforms, but hopefully it makes them more comfortable with buying from you, right? And more comfortable with you as a person and you as a brand. And like all these things are stepping stones to just like taking that leap of faith and being like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do music full time and this is how I'm gonna facilitate it every month.
Right.
The sales
Right.
game is I don't want to say it's unfortunate, but it's just the reality of the game we're in if we don't have some type of deal behind us to
Mhm.
facilitate our life for a year or two, right?
Right. I always
So
try to put my personality behind everything, man, because
yeah.
I feel like it's more easier for people to relate to you as just being a regular person. Like, oh, he's just a regular dude, just out here just doing it, instead of like putting on this fake persona to for everybody else to look. Oh, that's not how you really are in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%. Like
Yeah.
that's what I think is cool about stuff like this, opposed to just tweets and like the
Mhm.
videos you're posting. That gives you a little bit more insight. This is a little bit more insight.
Right.
Excuse me. And then the music obviously speaks for itself and having people listen to the music. You're kind of
Right.
doing right now what I did in 2020, I feel like, which like when I started getting on Twitter, making a bunch of homies, making a bunch of songs with them, and like putting them on SoundCloud and then Spotify and then Apple and then everywhere else. Like
Yeah.
that's where the core community is built. And then you move on forward from that point. And I think you've
Exactly.
done that in a solid way.
I appreciate it, bro, because it was not easy. It was not easy.
No, getting those collab projects are some of the hardest projects to put
It
together.
is, man. Oh my God, bro. There was
Was
multiple
this like
times.
a year in the making? I want to say.
Say what?
a year in the making from like beginning of project start to vinyl finish complete?
Damn near. I went Apple Mobile in September of last year.
Okay. Oh wow, you got to market pretty fast then, because it's a
Yeah,
long
not really.
project with a lot of features.
Yeah. Just like just the waiting process of like waiting for artists to give you their verses back and stuff like that, mix and master. But I was cranking the beats out like crazy though, because I was just so locked into the theme of the album, I couldn't really make anything else because I was like just so just immersed in it.
Okay, okay. So September, and then when did production wrap?
Production wrapped, I want to say production wrapped a week ago.
What? Oh, these are print on demand vinyls.
Yeah. Well, no, 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 no. So what happened? So like um the album was done. I had 13 tracks on there.
Mhm,
So I was waiting for another because it was supposed to be 14, but the artist couldn't get the verse back to me in time. So I
mhm,
was like, you're not gonna be on the vinyl, but you'll be on the actual release when it comes out. But you got a feature on the vinyl still. It
mhm.
just wasn't our song together.
Right.
So it's the deadline or whatever, and the vinyl's already went through the process on it.
Okay.
So he sends me the track back, and I was like, okay, the album's done. So I made two more tracks. So I pretty much gave you guys bonus material because it was initially supposed to be, yeah, it was initially supposed to be, I want to say it was supposed to be 14, or it might have been 13, and I ended up with two more tracks, and so it came up to 15.
Okay.
But it ended. I mean, I got the track back, put on the album. I was like, I feel like it's not done. So I made another track, sent it to Loki. I was like, yo, what can you do with this? He was like, I got you. And then I was like, oh, this would be dope. We had SES on there. I'm like, I was just cooking up ideas, bro. And then we finished that track. I was like, I want to do one more as like an encore.
Okay. Oh, dang.
So I got another bonus one. You got to wait for that one.
Okay. Okay. So there's two that I probably haven't heard yet.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Yeah. It was good. I told you I listened to it walking through the airport, coming into LA, and I was like, all right. And I listened to the whole thing, like from getting off the plane to getting my bag and then waiting for my homie to pick me up. I listened to the whole thing. And I was
Oh,
like, dude, like it was good. It introduced me, not introduced me, like Bam. I knew about Bam already. There's a few other guys on there too. I just remember Bam in specific because we did his interview like right after I heard it.
right.
And and I was just like, dude, this is good. Like there's not a lot of this. Just like OG hip hop, like feel like obviously
Yeah, bro.
guys that do it to a big caliber level, like Freddie Gibbs and stuff like that, but like there's just not a lot of people doing that sound. Actually, my project that comes out tomorrow, it's 3 songs and it's in that sound. It's hip hop. Like Grant, do you know Grant
So
Ford?
who?
Grant?
No, I don't. I don't.
I haven't seen Grant Ford, Grant number 40RE. He did the drums over my guitar loops like 6 months ago. We've probably finished
Okay.
on the beats. And then I finished the project in September or something. But anyways, yeah, like there's not a lot of that. Of
It's
like
not,
OG
bro.
hip hop sound. Like even Larry June, like he's got a moment with it. I don't know if you've heard a lot of Larry June, but like he has a little bit of that sound, or like Alchemist for sure. But like it's not fed to us a lot, like that OG hip hop. Like it's kind of getting pushed to this. Like maybe I'm just not looking for it,
Yeah,
but I feel like what's getting pushed is way more trap sound, like commercialized pop
it
trap.
is.
Like the drums just aren't.
Exactly.
They aren't boom bap anymore.
No, they're not, bro. They're not. And the crazy thing about it, like when I was getting into making Raw, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go. And I
Mhm.
was like, I knew I wanted to do something out of the box. So how I came about it, I was like, I don't want to make another instrumental album. So I just started. I was like, oh, let me just put a couple other artists on here, and then be instrumental. But I got into the mindset like, oh, I can hear this person on here, or I can hear this person on here, or like, oh, this would be dope if I can get somebody on here. So I'll just go to Twitter, post a beat snippet. So I like who can catch the vibe that I'm looking for. And then that's how I got Vice Carter on there.
Yeah.
That's how I got him. I was like, oh, you gotta be on the album, bro. And then it's crazy process, bro. Crazy process. I wouldn't change it for the world though.
No, but it's crazy. The start of projects like that are crazy because I talked about this on an interview yesterday. Is like I started putting tweets out there. One, I started putting beat snippets out there, like, can anybody rap on this? And
Mm.
the flooded comments were
Oh,
insane. And then I started being like, who I want to do a collaboration tape with Twitter, like who's got beats. And then that was insane. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna tweet like that again because like I can't
yeah, open the
facilitate
floodgates, bro.
everybody, bro. Like
Yeah. But look, I really got lucky though, because
you
people
got
hit
a
me
good
up,
core, I
bro. Look,
feel like that messes with you.
say what?
I feel like you got a good core that messes with you, like of homie, like from Twitter, like
Yeah,
artists.
I really do. Like Twitter has been strongest platform for real.
Yeah, yeah.
I made a
That's where
lot of
I've
friends.
seen a lot of growth.
Yes.
It's
In my
good.
connection.
I don't want to say I don't feel the same, but I feel like what starts to happen is like the more and more you build the like what I'm doing now with this podcast, even like getting to know people in the community better, helping put them on for a platform. Like this is kind of like the next step for guys with like me in positions that have, I don't know what you want to call it, been doing it longer, have a bigger following, whatever the case may be, but like is to just help the community push people forward that I'm like, oh, they're cool. I like them as people. Let's talk, you
Yeah.
know?
That's the same thing I'm on, especially with my beat launch community.
Yeah, see, you guys all have that stuff too. I never developed anything like that. I never developed Discord. I never developed song reviews. I never did anything like that. I thought it was cool that you guys were all doing that. And I would jump in and pop in and say what's up from time to time with some of the homies and even like Amar and stuff too in more recent history. They're super cool. And like just like that community that you guys all built, it's almost like an offline version of Twitter a little bit, right? Like
Yeah.
sub
Yeah.
community from the timeline. That stuff's super cool because that's where you build a lot of relationships with people and like really
That's
take this
super
to a
important,
global
bro.
scale of working with people.
Yeah. Yeah. I really take pride in the beat launch community, man. Like I had that idea in my head for about maybe 2 years. And then
Really?
yeah, and then I ran into SP on Twitter, and we just clicked, bro, right off the bat. And then we just started becoming friends. We did collabs and stuff. And I brought the idea to him. I was like, man, I got this idea that I've been sitting on, but I don't know anything about starting a Discord server. He was like, don't worry, I got you. He had that boy up and running with like 3 days, bro. Three
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got to make all the rooms and all the sections and everything.
Yeah. He knocked
Yeah.
that shit out quick, man.
How's it doing now?
Oh, we on our way to 300 members.
And
300.
Discord is diehards, bro.
Yes.
In
It
the
is.
community.
It
It's
is, bro.
in
I love
that's
Discord.
like they're almost like some of them I'm sure are like more just like fans hanging out, just watching everything.
Yeah, that's all it is, man. That's all it is, bro.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. Have you been in I think I'm in Uggie's server. Have you been in his? You know who Uggie is?
I want to, he's in my server too. I want to say I'm part of his. I'm part of so many servers, bro. It's hard to
Yeah, I
keep up
mean, you
sometimes.
guys are all kind of like bosses of your own servers. So like you'll
Yeah,
pop in
yeah,
at a time, but you're
yeah,
making sure your community straight.
yeah. Exactly.
Instagram tried doing that with channels. I'm still not into the whole channels thing.
I started one, man. I'm not feeling it, bro, because you can't really interact with anybody. And you don't know who's all in the channel. You can't see
You
anything.
could make it so they can interact, but my biggest problem is the default setting is the people in these things that aren't the creators or the mods can't comment.
Yeah, they can't. All they could do is just like it. That's it. React to it. That's it.
Like what's the point of this? That's why I
It
like
was,
that. I think that's honestly what I feel though is like they implement features like this to try to like get rid of the discords and all these other, oh, just come here, stay on the
trying to
platform.
have a one-stop shop type platform. That's all it is.
I don't know. The more the crazy part is like the more that I start making like because like the next step for all of this is either to build out this room, right? This room right
Mhm.
here, and like make this a professional recording like area. Like that would be a booth, like the whole, done in the proper way and everything, right?
Right.
Um, proper way, because it hasn't been proper the last 3 years. I've been making money out of it. But anyways, it's either that or getting a space, right? So we're looking at options at this point, what makes more sense. But anyways, the more that I kind of like look at this whole social media game, this whole internet thing, like I love it and I love the people I've met from it. But any of this can be taken from us at any point, bro. Like any point.
Yeah,
Like
I
we
say
see
the
it
same
happening to
thing.
like the homies all the time, getting suspended for the silliest of things. And like, thank God they can appeal it and like get their stuff back so they
Yeah,
can stay up and running. But like online brands are great, but I feel like having a mix of both is really important. Like an in-person
it
community
is.
of artists that you're working with, helping develop, and people that you're just helping get their dreams off the ground, their podcasts, their ideas, whatever they want to talk about.
Right.
That's important too off the internet, right? So I'm trying to do two things at once, which is difficult, and we'll see what ends up happening here in the near future. I might have to spend more time in real life and less time on the internet to get this next phase off the ground, whatever it may be. But like I just I just know that the powers that may be can just take this away at any point from us.
Yeah, man, it's
Just shut
crazy
this
because
grid down.
we really don't own anything, bro.
No,
We on
we're at the
we
mercy
on
of
borrowed
these
time.
algorithms.
Yes, we on borrowed time with these platforms, man.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm not even tripping on it, bro, because
Yeah, me neither.
existed before the internet and it will exist after. So why like phone numbers? My dad's like, I'm gonna get a carrier hawk so I can send messages to my friends if anything happens. Like I get it. Like we're living in very interesting times. So our minds go to these
Yeah,
places. What if what if all this, bro, the second like we lose Instagram access for 2 hours, we're like, what do we do with our lives? Like,
yeah, yeah. We tripping, going
yeah,
crazy.
like
In reality, it's really not that deep, bro. It's not that deep.
oh, and I'm happy to say, like, I've never said this before, but for better or for worse, I'm happy that I'm kind of at a point where I'm not 100% relying on the internet to pay my bills anymore. It's a great place
Right.
to be, but also like you said, your community in real life supporting you for this vinyl release, that's huge. Like
Yeah,
that's a well
yes,
that you can
bro.
always go back to, like
Yes, it is. It is, man. It is.
real life
Trying.
communication.
I'm also trying to get a beat lounge meetup too. So
Those are super cool. Producer
I
houses
know
are
some of the
cool.
homies. Yeah, some of the homies from the community, they actually just came back from a meetup. There was like quite a few of them too.
Yeah, do you know who Phil is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if you're thinking about the same one. He said he was at one. I interviewed him, yeah, a couple days ago. Yeah,
Was it this past weekend or something like that?
it was pretty recent. He told me about
Pretty
it.
recent? 'Cause the one I'm talking about was like literally just happened like last weekend.
It could have been that one. I think I
Yeah,
don't remember.
it could have been that one. Like everybody kind of know each other now.
Yeah, and see, those are super cool. Like I've been doing that for my friend's albums. He lives in LA, so like it wasn't the reason I went to LA, but it was one of the reasons I stuck around for longer in LA was because I was working on
Yeah,
his album and then I decided to stay longer. Our family trip got canceled, so I stayed down there longer. Like his dad's someone who's pretty big in the industry, and like we're working on his second album now in May, and he got an Airbnb for us the other day. We're gonna go down there for 4 days. Like he takes care of
nice.
us, like he does it right. He pays people, like he buys leases, the whole thing. He does it all right. And
Yeah.
and which is super cool. So like that too, like the internet becoming real is super cool. So like I'm like, bro, I'm trying to make as many friends as possible, like get as many phone numbers
Yeah,
as
man.
possible. Cause
That's what
like,
I'm on too. Like I want to get to know the person behind the screen, you know?
yeah, yeah. Honestly though, it takes longer than just seeing everyone as a dollar sign. Like these ways
Yeah.
take a little longer sometimes. Of course, like you got a product, bro, market that thing, get your money. No shame in that at all. But like you never know where these connections can lead you either where it's just for like us, like personally, yeah, I bought the vinyl because I thought it was cool and I liked it. It looked cool, the whole thing. But like even this extension of relationship and networking and
Yeah.
friendship. No, you
It's
don't know.
important, bro.
You don't
It's
know.
important. I always live by like anybody who supports me, who follows me, I don't see you as a number. I see you as a supporter somebody
Yeah.
I want to get to know,
Mhm.
engage with,
Mhm.
talk to, all
That's
that.
why I try to respond to my notifications every
Yeah,
single day
man.
in the morning.
Yeah, I try to get to everybody who like reach out to me.
Yeah, or at
Everybody.
least give it a like. Or there's moments though where this is just a lot, and it'll be like
Sometimes
an hour.
sometimes you can't get to it all. Or some life happens, you just really
That's
can't get on.
that's what often happens more is like something will go off on my phone, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll start, he's responding to that.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I
how
try to
it
show
is,
as
man.
much love as possible to the community. At this
Yep.
point, we're 4 years in to the community that I've helped build on my end. And a lot of the guys that started this aren't on Twitter anymore. There's still a few who are for sure, but there's a lot of guys who just like, or they'll come back around and then they'll disappear. But Twitter is where I'm trying to show the most love because um, that's where it all started for me in terms of having any type of career from the internet because of music was Twitter.
Same.
100%, which is
Same,
crazy.
bro. That is crazy.
Because
But
this is all
that
I wanted was like a friend, like community group on Twitter. And then I had way more interaction on IG at one point. Now it's Twitter's where 90% of it comes from.
Yep, same. That's crazy how things just change like that.
Not a lot
Wow.
of people, bro. Like the friends that I have who have followings on TikTok and stuff, they're like, bro, how like Twitter, like they've called it the unicorn. Like they're like, how are you getting a following on Twitter? Most people translate from TikTok or Instagram to Twitter or from Twitch
Yeah,
to Twitter, but most people don't come up on Twitter and then switch it the other way around and translate,
yeah, yep. I don't
And
know, man. It's easier. It's just easier to interact with people. That's all it is.
well, we get it, but there's a lot of people who get on Twitter and they're like,
Don't
what?
understand it.
I just
Yeah,
want to watch, or they're just scrolling. A lot of users, I feel like, do that. But
yeah,
I feel like that's any platform. It's just you hear less about people having Twitter followings and monetizing it and like building businesses off of it.
right.
It's way more so like it's always the newer platform that gets pushed the most. That's all it is. And Twitter is one of the
Yeah,
oldest social medias at this point.
right. They need to change the name back.
See, we've been calling it Twitter this whole time. X a couple times, but I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
Elon's right up the street, bro. I'll go say what's up to Elon when he's in town one of these days. I'll be like, bro, he's like literally like half an hour away is where Tesla is.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Not their main anymore. Their main things in Texas, but this used to be their main spot was up here.
Oh, speaking of music, so I know you wanted to drop our track together.
Yes.
Did you get it
Yes.
figured out?
I was deep in the archives of my SoundCloud one night for some reason, and I was like, yes, glow. Hard.
Oh.
What was it called? No, sorry, that's the name of the loop.
Oh, that's the name of the. Oh, okay. All right. I was lost. I was like, glow.
Like that's not what it's called. Yeah, that was the name of the loop because of the VST that I used. I think the preset was called Glow, or I called it Glow or something.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
now I'm nerding out. Yeah. Yeah, I do want to drop that. Actually drop that. Probably the best way to do it. So like my next release is tomorrow, and then I have nothing scheduled until I finish up this next project. I have 5 songs done on this next project almost. Um, and so I think it's going to be a 5 song project. So once I can schedule that to release whenever. So you have a SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, because the song's already done, so just
Oh
got to
no, the
release.
beat's done. Yeah,
Oh
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Full instrumental. Yeah, so with this one, I just need to submit it. That's all I have to do on my end. And then you have a SoundCloud so I can make sure that you get proper splits and that's it.
You
We'll
got
be
to you got to show me how you do that.
you'll get an email. You'll get an email wherever you have your SoundCloud email set up to. So it's not something that you accept with SoundCloud, it's just something that's told to you. So
Okay.
I know like with DistroKid and stuff, it says, oh, you've been sent splits. Do you want to accept them? But even if you don't accept the splits, the song is still going to come out. So that's how
All right.
DistroKid works. With SoundCloud, I don't think you have to accept the splits. I'm not sure. Most of my friends don't distribute through SoundCloud like me. Um, I just do it because I put every single beat and every
Same on
single
song.
song I'm working on SoundCloud.
Yeah, same,
SoundCloud.
same.
So like I do my distribution. It costs me 15, $16 a month to have like
Yes,
unlimited
I have it.
uploads.
I have it too.
Yeah, you have, yeah. So you could if you wanted to. The only one I had an issue with was with this release. It took like 6 submissions for me to get this one approved. Um,
Crazy.
They thought my album title, Sad Boy Jamie, was an artist name at one point. The cover art didn't exactly match the lettering of the album title, so I had to fix that. Like it said
Oh,
PT period two, and then in the title I put PART2, and they're like, you can't do that. Like I've never done a trilogy before, so I'm learning the hard way. And so this was
okay.
finally coming out. I finished it, started it about a year ago, and then I finished it in September, and it's just 3 songs. It was going to be 4. And so like, but for the most part though, SoundCloud's good. I've never had any issue with any release. It
SoundCloud
goes
the GOAT, bro.
everywhere. Yeah. What was that?
SoundCloud the GOAT, man.
Bro, yeah, but you know what it is too, is we're a little bit older. Like,
Yeah.
so it makes sense for guys like us to be like, yeah, every single beat on SoundCloud. It's like a backup for
SoundCloud.
me almost, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I have DistroKid, but I've never distributed through it personally.
It's funny that you say that because I had a thought today, like I wanted to cancel my subscription to DistroKid.
It's so cheap though. Like I don't
It is
care.
cheap. It's mad cheap, but like I don't know, man. Like I feel myself starting to transition to other things.
I mean, you can like I still get splits. Well, you know what? Like my homies are using United Masters now, and I still haven't seen money from that. But that's a different discussion. But yeah, I don't know. They got us, bro. Like for sure. They have, that's why like I'm not super mad at Kanye's comments about being like, just buy my album, it's not going on streaming. Cause like that's old school OG. Like
That's how it started.
I feel like it makes it more special. Like I'm not
It
gonna lie.
is. It
Like
does, bro.
when
It
I'm
does.
listening to just my music at the gym, my unreleased songs, I'm like, nobody else is hearing this. Like it feels
Nobody else is
kind of
doing it.
cool.
No, I'm the same way, bro. I'm like, dang, nobody hearing what I'm hearing right now.
Like which is kind of like cool. And I'm just like working on, like in my head I'm critiquing the mix. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change out this word, okay, I'm gonna rewrite this part. Like that's what I'm doing the entire time I'm at the
Yep,
gym.
same, same. Making little notes and stuff like that. Yep, I do the same thing.
But like this whole streaming thing, bro, like yes, we want the see where they have us is what this is what I'm gonna say is we want the world to hear our music. We want as
Yeah,
many people as possible to hear our songs, but on the other hand, like I have personal homies who've been doing this for 15 years full time, rappers on the road, selling merch, selling CDs still, selling vinyl still. They have a social media following, but they built it from the ground up from playing shows and touring on the road. Their diehard fans like want to see them every year perform for them. Like that's what they want.
yeah,
That's the old school way of doing things, not this other way where it's like, let me get my like monthly listeners up so that I can perform for 10 people.
yeah.
Like it works. There are guys that have made it work. I'm not saying that they haven't,
True.
but I just feel like what's starting to happen is like a transition of, not that social media doesn't matter, but like it's kind of, we're bringing like the new and old together to like
Together.
make this
Yeah.
new thing that didn't exist before.
Mhm. Yep.
And that's
Facts.
super cool. And like you living proof, 100 vinyls. Like how long did it
100.
take you to sell? Like a month? A little
I
long.
no
Oh no,
less less than that.
you were
I
hitting.
so
Yeah,
I made my first 50 in I want to say 3 days. First
dang.
50 first 50 pre-orders in 3 days.
I mean, that's power of the internet combined with real life community combined with
Yes, bro.
online sales. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's it
And
right there.
like doing it that way, DMs, talking to people in person, it just I don't know, it just gives you I don't know what I can't find the word what I'm looking for. It just makes you feel some type of way. It just makes you feel more accomplished that way than like giving you a link to go buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. I think doing both is important,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, for sure. But
So when
like
Kanye says I'm not putting it on streaming, we're all like, what? Why? But like, I mean, it'll probably end up on streaming, like at some point.
probably at some point, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but it probably will.
And he's
Or
saying that for Vultures too. He's not even saying that for Vultures. Vultures on streaming.
oh wow.
Yeah, Vultures on streaming. Unless he took it down. Let me see. I mean, he does do that a lot too, but I'm pretty sure Vultures is still on streaming. Yeah, it's right here. Vultures one. Yeah, so he's just talking about the next release.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Dawn to Two never came out on streaming, but it also wasn't finished. He said so. He just put it to the stem player. So like
Oh, the stem player.
but at the end of the day, Kanye has a diehard fan base who will
Yeah.
show up to his shows regardless.
Yep.
Buy those tickets, buy that experience, buy that merch, buy those.
It's experience, bro. You selling people an experience. You can't really get that out of streaming. You know, I mean,
Oh, like
to
you can have a nice
maybe to a
presentation.
certain extent, maybe to
Yeah,
a certain extent,
yeah,
but like, bro, get sending out vinyls. Me personally, sending out vinyls and then seeing everybody's reaction. That's priceless, man. That is priceless.
yeah. Yeah, and it's building a stronger community too, which is the craziest part. Most people are like, "Oh, I can't sell people stuff. Like I don't mix money and art." There's a lot of people who say that, I think, according to the internet. But
Yeah,
like, if anything, you're just building a stronger connection point with the person you sold it
that's all
to.
you doing, bro.
Probably gonna buy again from you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And if they really like you as a person, and then you have your art that you're trying to sell to them, like, yeah, I support you, no doubt, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And then I always want to feel like it's got like not has to be, but like I want to reciprocate back if they're buying from me when they're putting something out. You know what I
Oh,
mean? I
yeah,
want
for
to
sure.
support back.
Sure.
Um, regardless of if it's my favorite thing in the world, just out of support. You know, I like supporting. It sounds bad, but like if they're a client of mine first, I want to support back, and then vice versa. Like if you like what you're hearing, but a lot you're saying you're touching on it. A lot of it's more branding and marketing than it has to do with the product, anyways. Do they like
Yeah,
you as a person?
yeah. But you are the brand, you are the
You are.
product.
You got the beanie on. You're the one
I
advertising
mean, I'm
more for your brand.
advertising myself. It's
Yeah.
I gotta, you know.
But I think that's cool. Like that's always been a goal of mine, and I'm slowly working towards it. Obviously, like with pivoting into this new space, it will open the doors for those things in the future. Like the dreams I've had for the last few years now, like clothing brand. How am I going to get that off the ground and stuff like that? But like if I'm wearing head to toe what's mine that I created, it's just another extension of being a creative. Like that's how
Yeah,
I viewed it. And I think that's super cool. Like it's just now it's turning into from ideas and songs that people can hear. Now it's something they can see. Now it's something they can touch. Now it's something they can wear and support
sure,
because they're
yeah.
like, oh, that's actually cool. I like that. We do it with the brands that we're fed all the time, anyways.
Yeah, we do, bro. We do.
We buy it.
It's nothing like wearing your own shit though.
No,
Nothing like it.
no.
Nothing like it.
Every time I go to the gym, my old hat that used to be my everyday hat is now my gym hat, and it's a one of one sample of my brand that I made at the time called Revenge, and it's like in the Carnage font, and it's on the side here. It's the LA hat that I was wearing forever, and I still wear it every day at the gym. And I'm like, this is my idea, my creation that I got put on this hat. Cost me $150, but still, like I'm gonna wear that thing
Yeah,
till the wheels fall off.
right. Exactly. That's how I feel about my beanie, bro.
Yeah, and that reminds me of like a couple things I've seen too before, which is super cool because it's like nostalgic. I can't even put my finger on it. Like I've seen logos similar, but then you got the FW in the middle, and I know
I'm
what
glad.
this
I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Because you wanna know how I came up with the logo?
what is that?
I got it from the
Wu
Wu Tang.
Tang. Oh, it
I
is
got
Wu.
it. I got it from the Wu Tang logo.
That's the Wu Tang font,
It's not the font.
not the font, but
It
it's.
may look like it, but it's all handmade though. It's all handmade. One
I
of
was
my
gonna ask
homies,
you how'd you make it?
yeah, one of my homies that's local. I went to school with him, and I was like, man, I need a logo. So I sent him the Wu Tang logo. I was like, I want to incorporate this logo with the FW brand, and he was like, I got you, and then he came up with that.
Yeah. See, and do you know how he made it?
I don't know how he made it, bro. I
That's what I
don't.
started getting into like a year ago. It was like the illustrator and the designing aspect of stuff. So probably, but I mean, see, that's the thing. When you start creating stuff, you start looking at things different. You're like, oh, I know
Yeah,
how that's made. Oh, and then you're like, wait, that's actually not hard to do. Like I could figure that out. And then you do
right.
it. Like now I want to sell it. That's just like part of me, the natural part of
I'm the
me.
same. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same exact way.
Nothing wrong with it. I feel like it's the entrepreneurial spirit to just try
It
to
is.
like get it for our own and like not be relying on anybody for anything
Man,
besides.
that's my mindset, bro. Like that's the whole thing with the whole mixing and mastering thing. I really been trying to like dive into that because I don't want to outsource all the time. I just rather just do
Too.
it myself.
That
Then
too.
that way I don't have to wait on somebody. I do it on my time and it be done when it's
Oh yeah.
ready for me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's two sides to that, which is great though. Now you're learning a
Oh
skill
yeah,
that's
it is.
marketed to be sold.
Yeah, it is. It is, bro.
That is, like because of the internet. I always say this to like my grandma because my grandpa's the one who taught me guitar, right? And he was always the one who had the dream, like full-time musician. He wanted, to be a rock star, right? Back in the day. And he did it for a minute, I think even when my mom and all of her sisters were born, but like the internet now has provided so many avenues for
Yeah.
success and income that didn't exist for like a man like him in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it, bro. And they're like playing clubs that Santana was playing at. Like Santana wasn't even 18 yet, so he'd have to play before 10 p.m. and my grandpa would go on after. And like Santana technically opened for my grandpa because, but this is Santana was playing covers back then, but like that was the world my grandpa lived in. And like the internet has just like blown the doors off of like, how do you want to make money with music? And we can
Right.
all do it, but there's always going to be like haters and naysayers that are just like, whatever, scammer or whatever they want to say. But like, I just think it's super cool the age that we live in and the way that you can make money with all of this that didn't really exist like in the 60s or the
Facts.
70s or the 80s. And then the internet came around in the early 90s. So like people were building email lists to sell stuff back then, I'm sure. But the way we can do it now and the way we can present it now is so different because of social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah. And this is gonna keep growing too. That's the crazy part.
100%. No, it's cool to see. It's just it's one of those things where it's like, how do we do it all the time on the
Mhm.
internet and in real life?
And like, yeah.
So that's what I've been working on for a
Once you
while.
get that blend, man,
You're
gotta,
you're stupid busy at that point in a good
yeah,
way. You have so
dumb.
many clients coming in from the street and then people coming in from the internet. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can really facilitate a lifestyle that makes sense at that point. And then
Mhm.
like the more you get involved in your community, the more clients you're going to find. It's only natural, the same way that I did it with Twitter, right? So it's just it makes sense. But I always start with like I try to give as much as I possibly can. Like the
Yeah.
first round of interviews for this whole thing, I was like, all right, like who are the homies that like I'm really noticing these days that I want to help put on. Great. And I reached out to all you guys, and you're part of like that first round too. Obviously, it's happening the second time around, but like, and then I'm putting tweets out there now. I don't know if you've noticed where I'm like, all right, I got 4 slots open. Who wants to be on the
Yeah,
podcast?
I noticed that.
And whoever jumps in those comments, bro, they will be getting a DM from me. And it's not going it if I don't know who they are and their presence on the internet or Twitter already, then it's going to be something where it's like, all right, cool. Like it's deposit for the slot. I've already started doing it. Tomorrow's the first one where I've been like, cool, you're paying for the time slot to be on
Come
my
on, bro.
platform. And it's not because I don't, it's not because I'm only about the money, but it's like one, no disrespect. I just don't know who you are. I
Yeah,
don't know what your brand or platform is. This could go terrible for me. Like this
yeah,
could
yeah.
look really bad on my
You actually putting your neck out there for real.
kind of. Because I'm not, if they're saying something crazy, I'm not necessarily saying it, right? I'll be like, oh, okay, let's. You still want me to put this on the internet? But anyways, and then the other part is like you're paying to reserve my time in my calendar every week.
Mhm.
That's one. And that's the first set of this. And the second part is you're paying for the hour of my time that an artist could be paying to be in here to record.
Facts.
I don't mean to make this only about business, but also,
Me,
these people know my platform. They know I
yeah,
have followers, and they're like, I
yeah.
want to put my stuff out there. It's not free. I don't even want to feel bad saying that anymore. Like
Hey, sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do, man.
it's
That's just
just
the
it's
game of
at
the
this
day.
point it's time that's being taken out of my schedule from potentially putting more time into either, like I said, this room here and
Mhm.
building it out more, or another space, which is totally fine. I will
Right.
sell my time, but it'll be at my rate because that's what I deem it worth. And that's fine. Obviously, if I'm reaching out to people, if I'm like, yo, bro, I want you on it, that's not me coming looking for money from you because I'm reaching out. But if I'm putting a
Mhm.
tweet out there, like if I were to be selling a kit, I'm selling my time now.
Right.
I'm sorry. Like I've done this is my third time doing podcasts since 2020. Like I've done multiple for over 20 episodes, which I hear is like um less than 10% of people hit episode 16 or 17 with their podcast. So
Wow.
it's like I've done this for a minute. Now I'm just trying to monetize it. Sorry. Like,
Right.
and I have a following base too that's gonna check you out and see your stuff that probably wouldn't have seen you.
It's all about the growth process, bro. That's all it is. It's part of the
Yeah.
growth process.
Yeah. No, I mean
I
you
love
get
it.
it. I'm preaching to the choir,
Yeah,
right?
I definitely get it, bro. I love what you're doing, man. Like the whole when I saw the idea of you doing interviews, I was like, oh, he really about to do this shit. I'm like, I'm happy, super fucking happy for you, man.
And if you go to my YouTube, you'll see that I've been doing this concept for a couple of years now. I just wasn't consistent with it. So now I'm just like, all right, cool. How can I give back to like the 10 or 20 people in this community that are really putting on for the community every single day and just getting crazy interaction and coming out of nowhere? And then there's so many other people that are just, I pick me. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I want to. I do. But one, let me hear your stuff.
Yeah,
Two, let's see if this makes sense because I'm not trying to
right.
step into something where you're like, yo, bro, I hate you. And I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah. Then burn bridges and all that other stuff that go along with that.
yeah. And I've already interviewed like someone who was a hater. I don't know if you saw that one, but um he was like making diss tracks at first, and then I DM'd him. I was like, bro, do you like really hate me? And he's like, no, bro, like I don't even know you. It's just the engagement tweets are annoying. And I was like, all right, we could do an interview then. If that's all it is, then we could do an interview. And it was fine. Like by the end, we were friends. Like, because it wasn't
Nice.
that deep, it wasn't that serious,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. There's a lot of potential to help a lot of people out. You got a lot of eyes on people's stuff that didn't
Mhm.
exist before. Put it on multiple platforms. I'm putting it on Instagram now again. And then I'll put everything once I make thumbnails for everything. I'll put it on YouTube again, where I have 6,000 subscribers there too that are just sitting. And like I want to support other people. I do, but
You're
it's
trying to
just
get
that
back.
there's so much time in the day.
It is. It is. It
And
is.
you never get that back. Like nobody
Oh,
can convince me that time is money. Time is more important than money. You don't get time. You can
you
always
don't get time. Man, time waits on no one, man.
no, no,
No one, bro.
100%. And so it's just like how my next goal is how can we diversify? How can I grow this bigger? And how can I move forward, bringing in more clients on both ends, not necessarily doing everything that I've already done on the internet before. Not that
Yeah.
I don't want to sell packs to people, but most of the time that I make beats these days, I'm rapping on them or I'm singing on them. So
Yeah.
I don't really want to give those out. Those are kind of like my babies. You know what I mean?
Boy, yeah, you hit a nerve right there because I'm the same way. Because like I have a lot of beats where I could possibly sell them, but I hear my homies on. I'm like, damn, he would sound nasty on this. And then I'll shoot that beat to that person, shoot
Yeah.
another one to them. And then I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no, it's at this point where like it's not that I'm opposed to selling beat leases. One, I'm not gonna lie and pretend like ever that beat leases were the 100% income that I was
mm,
making money off of music. A lot of it was kit sales, a lot of it was mixing work, in person recording of clients, guitar work, custom guitar work, all that kind of stuff. Right, that's where the bread and butter was coming from most of the time. Consultations once I started getting more interaction on the internet and then teaching people how to do that, that's where a lot of money was coming from. And then the marketing program X, Y, and Z. And now I'm kind of sitting here like, great, now I'm the artist. It's been 2 years of me putting out music as a rapper and a singer. Awesome. I don't want to just be making beats just to make beats anymore. I want to make a beat and I want to make a song on that beat. Right. So
right.
that's the process of things instead of just making beats and throwing them on SoundCloud. So when people come to me and they're like, yo, you got beats because they know me as a producer, which is fair because I marketed that for 4 years on the internet and I still kind of do. Yes, go to my SoundCloud, pick something you want that's public because if it's private, you don't know about it. And that's something I'm working on or something
Nice,
to
bro.
work on with the homies.
Nice. I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it.
But like beat sales wasn't my thing. It was never like, yes, I have sold beats. Yes, I have sold exclusives at $500 a piece. But like, like,
Yeah, bro, I'm the same way. Like I've sold beats for 500, here and there, but it's not like something that I'm really focused on. I don't.
yeah,
I'm trying to build relationship connections, build
yeah,
a friendships, community. if I'm going to the top, I want to bring people with me, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like the people who respect your time and effort too are just gonna sift themselves out and prove to be those ones that sit at the top, you know? And
Yeah,
like, but I always tell people this too, though, like, do what I did when I started, like sell beats as much as you can. Obviously, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying I didn't sell beats, but it wasn't like 100% of everything. It was just a bunch of little things. And
yeah,
so like, sell your kits, like sell your beats, sell your mixing work, like teach people how to build their brands, like do consult, like do everything, bro. Like, and be like, okay, I like this. Oh, I don't really like that. Like, bro, I've been doing mixing lessons for $100 an hour for like the last year and a half.
that's dope.
Teach, and they're not even having to use Ableton. They can have GarageBand. They can have Fruity Loops. I've done DAW lessons, essentially, is what it is. And like, if they don't want to learn from tutorials, you'll find like there's just so many different ways to do it with this where
Yeah,
it's
it is.
sustainable.
It is.
And then physical products, I never even touched physical products. I haven't even gotten into that yet. But like, you're a living inspiration to me. You're like, yeah, I got vinyls, I got beanies, I got t-shirts. Like, yes, bro, like this is the way to do it in
That's
20, I want to say
yeah.
2020, 2024, where it's a viable, sustainable business that's 100% built off your efforts. And a lot of the times, I don't know about your position. I'm a single young man. I don't have anyone to answer to. Like, I, I take care of my bills and I do what I want with my money.
I'm
Like,
not single. Currently not single. Just want to throw that out there.
there you go. There you go, internet. Use
Not
on the
single.
record. I'll clip it up and let the world know.
I am
But
fake.
yeah, like, it's a different world when you can do all these different things and you can do them well, and you're number one, a likable person who people want to do business with, and then number two, you have a solid product. But number one's got to come first, always,
Mhm.
always.
Always.
And then if you're not, it'll weed itself out, and people will know, and they'll catch on and be like, "Oh, I don't really like him as a person," and that's fine. And people aren't gonna like, regardless. Sometimes, no matter
You
who
are
you
gonna
are.
like even when you being yourself, you always gonna find that person that's not gonna rock with you anyway.
And sometimes I just feel like it's self-reflection.
Yeah, bro. Yes, man.
I
Oh my
know most
God.
people would love me if they met me in real life, but
Yeah. You
this
can't you can't base somebody. I mean, you can, but you can't because it's the internet.
you
Can't base
can
anybody
make
off of,
you can infer things for sure. You can
yeah.
infer all day
Yeah.
long, but you don't know somebody. Like, we've talked, this is our second time that we talked now. Like, we know each other a little bit better than we did before, but
Yeah.
we still don't know each other as people. You can only really get to know somebody if it's so much through a screen too.
To a
Like,
screen, yeah. You need that interaction in person.
physical. Like,
Physical, yes. My
yeah.
dog.
And it is what it is, right? It's the game that we're playing. It's the internet thing, which I
Yeah.
totally get. But at the end of the day, like, but also making music with people is like a deeper experience than just something, through a screen too, for sure. So there's that. It's probably why
I
the community
definitely
is so deep at this point, because music.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely made a lot of I can actually say my circle of friends has been become tight, real tight, just from us collabing. It's
Yeah.
just talking outside of music, bro. Like we need that. That's the type of stuff I like.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
to know
Like,
people like
that's like the Nick Mira, like, and Taz, was it Taz Taylor, right? Yeah, the Taz story. Um, they met just playing video games, from what they've told us. Like, they were just playing video games, and they're like, "Bro, we should sell beats online. Like, we both make beats. What the heck?" And
and then that's how it start. That's how it start.
which
It's
is
straight.
cool. Like,
It
that's
is. It is.
respectable. Like, and they were kids at the pioneer of that frontier of just making beats really fast and making hard beats that hit and clip the way that we wanted them to, and like, helping. I'm not gonna say they pioneered the sound, but they helped pioneer a sound that we didn't, not that we didn't even know existed, but we didn't know that the world could make so simply. And they taught us, like,
Yeah.
bro, this is easy. Like, do this, do this, do this, boom. Like, raise this all the way up. Okay, now it hits. Like, I once I realized that that's all they were doing to make beats hit, like in trap music, I was like, okay, it, freaking clipping. But anyways,
Yo, man, when I first started putting like my beats on Twitter, I'm like, they about to like really dog my shit because my shit really be hitting hard. But it
Oh yeah.
actually was the exact opposite of that. And I
The
was like,
more than hitting.
huh?
What do you mean?
Like
Loving
how
it?
everybody my drums.
Yeah. Yeah. No, your drums always hit like hard.
Everybody loves my drums, bro. And
Yeah.
I take pride and joy in my drums. If my drums is not smacking, got that FW smack to it, then no.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think is a sound that a lot of people go for and a lot of people want. 100%.
hmm Yeah,
Have you used I think I've talked about him before on the podcast, but have you used Alex Joseph Hall's drum kits?
I have not. I don't even know who that is.
So he's a drummer. He's a drummer at heart, right? That's what and he's a producer too now, but he still plays drums in bands to this day, like on cruise ships and stuff. It's crazy. Like, but he sells
Okay.
kits. And he's got a reel to reel tape saturator kit, like a real physical one. And he runs all of his drums, one shots. He was posting about it yesterday. His new kit comes out on Sunday. And it's like it's hundreds of one shot sounds that he recorded himself of himself playing drums, and then he just makes them knock like him and decap.
Does he have like the microphone hanging while he hitting like a drum? Is that what you talk? Is that the guy?
I mean,
If
he does a lot of content like that where he's behind the drum kit and he's playing the drums. But I've been using his kits with DJ Payne stuff like for the last few months off and on. And it's
I have to
organic
check
real
him out.
drum sounds. Like the only reason I don't do it myself is because I don't have an interface that can run and enough mics to like mic this thing up individually yet. I've made a one shot kit in the past of drums just because I had mics laying around and I wanted to make I had like a kick mic and all that kind of stuff to do it. But yeah, bro, like his stuff, like it's like there was for a lot of like audiophiles that love drums and everything like that, like for boom bap and hip hop, like bro, check him out. He's got a
Yeah.
bunch of stupid sales going all the time. That's what got me into it. I was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, like 15 bucks for
you got the link, bro. You got to link me. I'll definitely check him out.
bro. Alex Joseph, like he makes drum. Like you remember decap?
Yeah.
Remember do you know
Oh,
what decap
come on,
is,
bro.
right?
Yes.
Drums that knock, right? He had the whole drums that
Yeah.
knock thing. Yeah, like this is like for me, I just discovered Alex, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. And like it seems like I don't know how Decap made his kits and all that stuff. Like I think a lot of his stuff was synthesized in Ableton. But this guy's just doing it organically and it gives that raw boom bap hip hop sound. Um, so yeah, I got some of his kits. But yeah, bro, it's like stupid good deals all the time. And it's just he spends hours just recording himself playing drums and one
Bro, I'm
shotting everything and bouncing it all out single. So yeah, like just there's a lot of cool people doing it a lot of different ways, bro. And it's just super cool to see. And it's funny because like the perception always is like, oh, you don't have a lot of followers, you must not be making money. It's like, why? I have a skill. Like I can sell my
you
skill.
you can't look at somebody's falling and just automatically think, oh, he's not making anything. You can't judge a book by its cover, bro, because there's people with like 300 followers making a living off of this shit.
Yes. Yes. And it's super cool because I was of the belief for a long time, like, oh, okay, once I hit 10K, then I can start charging more. Why?
Yeah.
Does it have to
Why?
be a number for my price? Like,
Right.
my price is my price.
My price is my
If
price.
you say
Exactly.
no to it, I'm getting closer to the person who's gonna say yes to it. Like
Yes. Exactly. Exactly, bro.
people don't get it. I
Man.
mean, there's just so many ways, bro, to make money with this thing. It's crazy and it's super cool to see other people doing it with content that's different from the content that helped get me on. Like whatever you
Right.
want to call those questions. That funny thing about the questions, I've said this a couple times, but the funny thing about the questions is they started on Facebook in like 2010. And I still see Facebook statuses to this day that are engagement tweets that I was doing on Facebook. And my cousins were like, yo, like make a Twitter, like do that on Twitter. And I was like, oh, okay. And it never caught for like 10 years. And I wasn't doing it consistently for 10 years or anything. But like once it caught, it caught. But like it started with me with guitar loops, playing guitar, giving them away, giving them away, giving them away. People started coming to me wanting custom loops in the style of Kevin Gates and I don't know, whoever else was big on guitar beats back then, like Juice World and stuff, obviously. But that's where the money started coming from. And then I feel like I started asking more questions. And it wasn't because I was like, all right, cool, I got an audience, I need to ask them questions. It was just like, oh right, this is what I used to do on Twitter. Let me try it again and see if it works now. And it
Right.
worked, bro. Like, but then there's you. You got big off
Right.
NPC videos. Like, we all have different ways of doing this. And then there's all the money is available to you once you start getting that like interaction. Then
You
people know you exist.
got to talk to people.
So
Got
many
to talk to people.
conversations, so many conversations, bro.
Got
So
to
many.
talk to people, bro. And I try to remember damn near almost a lot of everybody I talk to. You can't remember them all, but there's the ones that just stick out to you, like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, and then there's just the ones who are just diehard that want to comment on everything you post, and I'm like, bro, those are like, I don't know how to sell
Those,
you, but thank you. Like,
yes, those are the ones, bro. You got to nurture your audience, bro.
100%, bro. If I would have stopped responding to people like a year or two ago, or stopped tweeting a year or two ago when things got tough, like forget it. Like none of this would be here anymore. This platform would definitely not be here 2 years later if I was like, oh, life's hard. Like, yeah, I stopped selling stuff as much as I was selling it, and my diehard clients were like keeping me afloat in terms of keeping my music business going because they just kept coming back. But like now I'm in marketing mode again. Now I'm in like push, push, push. Like more eyes, more people. Like, how are we gonna take this to the next level? Sadly, it seems like there's a paywall for all of us that we all either got to start paying into or just accept our reality, right? Not our
Yeah.
reality, but like then you go on the back end, you jump on a Discord and you build a relationship with 10 other people, and then boom, you got 10 other people supporting you on the timeline. But that's just the old school organic way of doing it, right? And we don't have to pay collab posts on Instagram, bro. Those run you up. If you're collabing with people on Instagram, they run your account up 100%. You don't got to pay money for it. You just got to be willing to collab with more people.
Yes, exactly, bro. Exactly. It's crazy that you mentioned that. I lost it. What did you said something about? It was right before the collab post because
So
I
like
was going
getting
to
on
touch on.
Discord, like 10 people just finding.
Yes. So yes. So I wanted to touch on that. So I want to say a couple weeks ago, one of my Beat Lounge community members, he said my neighbor got put on to your music. My neighbor came to his house. He's listening to my music. It's like, who the fuck is this? Oh, that's Flipz World. Instantly became a fan. Like that shit is crazy, bro. Instantly became a fan.
Mhm. that
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 shit I
happened,
like.
that happened to me, but the opposite way with my friend the other day. I One of my best friends is my chiropractor, right? I've been going to him 2018, right? Anyways, we play games like every week, like from 12 to 4, like on Thursdays. That's when he's got a break in his schedule. And so he was like, yeah, I was telling my friend about your music who lives somewhere, like, because he plays games with people online. And he's like, but he couldn't find you as Josh on the beat. But my friend got off social media like a year or two ago before I rebranded to just Josh Crespo. And I'm like, oh, bro. I was like, no, like, I changed my name. And he's like, oh, okay.
Oh,
And I was like, yeah, just tell
rebranded.
him it's this. But like, yeah, those interactions are always so cool when like people like put you on
Uh,
to other people. Like that's just love.
yeah.
Or they're just
Hey,
about
word of
you.
mouth is the best organic you can get, man. Word of
He's
mouth.
got a thriving chiropractic business that his dad helped develop, but my friend went to medical school for 9 years for this, like, and then 4 years of just barely making any money and now, his anyways, personal stuff happened and he hits his business now, right? And I today it came up in conversation when we were on live on Twitter. And he's like, yeah, like most of my business is still word of mouth. Like he was like, I tried advertising at a golf course once, but and I have a lot of golfer patients, but it's all word of mouth that they come to me. It's not because of my advertisements at the golf course that one time. Like it's just word of mouth will always,
Yeah,
always
you
keep you
can't.
alive.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
No,
Word of mouth.
no, it's because people are talking good on your name. And when people talk good on
Yeah.
your, people automatically assume, oh, this is where I should go. This is the person I should go to. It happens
Yep.
all in the most
That
organic
just
conversations.
yeah. That just the same thing just happened to me last week. One of my coworkers, he's like, I got my daughter to start listening to your music. The fuck?
But I
Like,
always feel
damn,
like that's the entry point too, right? Is like them listening to your music is one thing. Them seeing your social media and becoming a fan is a totally different thing.
totally different thing. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It's crazy how things happen.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at any of it, bro. Like this next wave that we're thinking about going into, or not thinking about, but just trying to decide where the location's gonna be. I didn't see this coming, bro. Like my boy, literally my boy, my barber for the last 10 years, last week, he goes, "Hey, like I'm thinking about like upgrading my space, like doing YouTube content because he's got 150,000 subscribers on two different YouTube channels, so like 150K each." And
Yeah.
just sitting on them at this point. And he's like, "Yeah, I really want to just start hitting content hard. I want to get a podcast going." And so he's like, "I found a spot here in town. Like, would you want to go like 50-50 on it?" And then like he's like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm just gonna like record the podcast at the shop like on Mondays when I have a day off." And I was like, "All right." And I told my dad, my dad's like, "No, we're still gonna go look at that spot. Like, we're not gonna let something like that go. That's stupid cheap rent." Like
Can't yeah.
he's all,
Can't
"Let's
let
see
that
if
go.
we can like really take this to the next level with it." I didn't know, bro. Like this is 2 weeks ago. This is all news. Like we were just gonna build this
It's
spot out,
crazy.
like, super, super nice. But my friend brought this spot to me. I wasn't looking, and now we're gonna check it out on Saturday, see if it's viable. But you never know what is behind. There's a lot of work I got to put into, right? Because obviously like expenses are going up X, Y, and Z, but like I've done it before, I can do it again. It's just like go mode, right? It's just figure it out and just go, put your feet to the floor and go.
Constantly investing in yourself, man.
Yeah,
Constantly investing.
always it's
You have
either in the brand and the image, or it's in the stuff, it's in the gear, right?
exactly what I did with my vinyls, bro. Everybody who paid, I was able to buy my PC. Got a PC? Yeah, got a PC. Better quality content and everything like that, bro. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and that's always a leap of faith too, bro. Like there's
Oh
we
yeah.
all creatives all have that moment where it's like, "Oh, a little bit of money. How am I gonna spend it? Like, how can I spend it in myself?" Like,
It's crazy, man, because I wasn't even selfish about like, oh, I'm about to get me some shoes. I'm about to get some clothes. My first thought
you
was,
love your
how
Jordan
can I,
ones.
man, don't get me about my Jordan ones, bro. I got other
I
shoes
love
too.
Jordan ones.
I love Jordan ones,
I
bro.
love Jordan. I do. I love Jordan ones. They've grown on me in the last 5 years, for sure. For sure. I'm
Hey,
not hating your Jordan ones for the record.
I'm a sneakerhead, bro. I'm a sneakerhead.
Bro,
But
didn't I like show you my closet last time or something?
no, I did. I remember that. I remember that. I
We're
actually want
both
some more.
sneaker. We're all
I
this.
want some more shoes, but shoes is on the back burner because I'm constantly putting stuff into my craft, my
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I
constantly
think
up.
I think the spending spree is gonna come to an end soon here. Not because I don't have the money to buy like more stuff, but because I really want to just make sure that this gets off the ground smoothly. That's
That's
really what I
exactly what.
want. I've just kind of just been waiting for something to happen.
Damn, well, now it is, bro. Now
Yeah,
it is.
one way or the other, it's happening. So I just feel like the push is good for me. Like having a space where it's, yeah, you got a lot more space to do a lot more, but there's just more responsibility with it. So what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? And let's see.
Yep.
Like, let's go for it and see what happens. Better than not.
Yeah. Gotta take the chance, man. I just told my
It's a
with this
risk.
whole vinyl, with the whole vinyl thing, I just like, man, I'm about to just pull the fucking trigger on this shit. And if it failed, it failed. But luckily, I took that risk and it paid off,
You
bro.
just
It
ran,
paid.
bro. You took it to the streets.
Literally took that shit to the streets, word of mouth.
But
Like,
it's
yo, you
so
want some?
cool, bro. Like, and you did it so fast. Like you just had so much love saved up for you that people, when they got it, they were just waiting for that, bro. They're like, "Oh yes,
Yeah,
no brainer." Even me, like,
shit
I
was
mean, we're cool, but like, I was like, vinyl, yeah, no, the album's fire. Like, the album sounds good. It looks cool. I like the artwork. I've been seeing it for like a year on Twitter. I feel like I'm sure it wasn't that long,
right.
but I remember you asking which cover, you know. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I was like,
and you
yeah,
took it back. I remember that too.
what?
Yeah, when you said when I asked which cover did I want to
Oh
use,
yeah,
and
no,
everybody with that one. But the crazy thing, I ended up using them both anyway for the vinyl.
yeah, there you go. But
It's
it
crazy
just
how
it.
things work.
But you know what it is too, man, is not a lot of guys on Twitter were doing their own vinyls, right? And we had just made that connection point where you helped me with the MPC. We talked on FaceTime. We had the interview lined up, and I was going to LA, and you sent it to me. Like you weren't even trying, and it was just organic marketing. You're like, oh, do you want to hear it? I had a little bit of time. I was on a plane. Like, bro, anybody who's at an airport has nothing but time on their hands. I don't care who they are.
Nothing but time. Yeah.
You
Like, hey,
have
y'all, let's
no
talk.
responsibilities at an airport.
None, bro. You just sitting there just
You're
waiting the
just
whole time.
waiting. You're just waiting for something, right? So like the timing was perfect, and you were like, oh. And then I checked the account. I checked because I got my Cash App account and stuff for like music and everything, and then I have like a regular bank account for like all the grandma stuff, like the caretaking I was doing, like the county caretaking. And I popped open my Cash App like when you were texting me about it, and I was like, why is there more in here than there was supposed to be? And I was like, okay, yeah, here, take the money, bro. Like,
Appreciate
don't
you,
know.
bro.
I got down to LA and there was more money in my pocket for some reason than I remembered, or whatever the case may be. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm in LA. I'm feeling good. Like, I'm gonna spend money anyway. That's what it was. I was like, I'm gonna spend money in these next 4 days that I'm down here. I might as well throw some towards bro because like this is sick and I actually like the music and I support it and I buy vinyls anyways. Like,
That's dope. And the crazy part is, it was a lot of people was like, when I asked them, it was like, I don't even got a vinyl. I was like, you don't even have to have a vinyl. You could just have it as a collector item for real. You're
oh,
collecting a piece
100%.
of history. Because man, this project, bro, like you heard it. Like I put a lot of emotion and time into this shit.
It
This is
was
this is
fire.
by far my, to me, my personal opinion, this is my best work I've ever put out.
Didn't I say there was one hella loud track? Which one was it? Which one was it?
I think it was
And you're like, oh yeah, that song was so and so, and I was like, yep, that was the one. Which one is?
it was like we did end up tweaking that a little bit.
No, yeah, yeah. It wasn't even in a bad way. I was just like, oh, that one's louder than the rest. That one
That
hit
shit was
harder.
mad. I was like, yeah, we gotta turn that down just a little
You're
bit,
like, I
bro.
gotta turn
A
the
little
drums
loud.
down a
Let's
couple
just turn it down
dB.
just a little bit.
It's so funny though, bro, because like I only noticed that because I make music, like
You
because I
made
produce
music.
and I mix. That's the only reason, bro. Like anybody else, the casual listener, bro, they wouldn't even say nothing. They would just turn it down one notch. They'd just be like, "Oh, it's a
Yeah.
little." They wouldn't
Little
like
loud.
like.
Yeah.
I, anyways, I'm not gonna get on that.
That's I'm the same way, bro. But yeah, that's a different conversation for a different day.
Bro, like I started saturating my vocals again, right? I found a
Yeah.
master saturating plugin the other day. And then in my head, the engineer in me was like, oh, nope, the last three songs that you thought were done being mixed, you got to go back and remix them with this new saturator plugin. Nope, nope, not doing that. I'm
You know,
not, I'm not,
you know
I'm
how
not
many times I did
myself.
that? Songs be completely done. I go back and listen to it, or I get something new or learn something new. I'm like, yo, I gotta go back and
It's in your
fix
head.
it, man.
That's not even in your ear, bro, because the vocals sounded good on all those other tracks before. I learned how to make them sound better, but it doesn't mean that I need to mix everything else again. It doesn't. I refuse. I don't subscribe to it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it because I'll drive myself crazy. I'll get to revision 6. I'll get to revision 7. I'll get to revision 8. It won't get done. It won't get put out, bro. 80% mix better than a 90% song that never gets put out. 100%. I'm sorry.
Facts,
There's no such thing
facts.
as perfection in this. It doesn't exist. It doesn't
It
exist.
doesn't, bro.
And it's
It
gonna get
doesn't.
squashed by Spotify anyways. So what do I care? They're
Yeah,
all gonna get
exactly.
squashed. If they're all hitting at least around where they're gonna be at when Spotify squishes them, then we're good. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna notice the difference on Spotify.
I don't. I don't.
I can't do it. I drive myself crazy. I have a rule with myself. I spend if I'm gonna spend an hour to an hour and a half rough mixing a client song who's paying me $250 just to do that and then revisions obviously on top, a couple revisions because I'm a nice guy. Some guys don't do no revisions, right? That if I'm doing that for people for money, there is no way in any form of reality that I'm spending 4, 5, 6, 7 hours on one mix for my song. If
Right.
they're happy with it after 2 hours and I give myself the same care and attention and thought as them, then it's probably done after about the same amount of time because the mechanics are the
Right.
same. The voice is just different. So just find where they fit.
I like how you put that. Like
I
how you put that.
mix the
Like
mix.
how you put that.
You know
Mic
what's
drop.
funny though, bro? Is like I don't want to be a mixing engineer until the day I die. Like that's for sure one thing that I don't want to be, because that is to me that's always the back end of it. The creation.
Mhm.
I'm in
Yeah.
the creation. I'm in the guitar, the drums, the songwriting, the rapping. That's where
Been
I
there.
the
Been
creating
there.
of an idea into something. The mixing is just polishing the initial idea that was already good.
Making it sound pretty.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah. To who?
Pretty.
To who? To my mom, who doesn't know, doesn't even listen to words. She's the most
Right.
casual listener I've met in my entire life. If she says it's good, oh, it's probably a banger.
I've done, man, my even my like my sister-in-law, my mom, like, oh, this sounds excellent. But if I send it to somebody who actually does music, oh, you need to fix this or you need to fix that. I'm like, come
I'm
on.
sorry, I can't do it. I
Come
can't.
on, man.
I can't do
That's
it.
what, bro. If I got a song that's already out and like say I do like I go like a music reviews type thing, type channel or whatever, I don't want feedback. I don't want it. I don't want it. It's already out. It's done. If it's on Spotify and everything like that, it's done. I don't want it. You could give me some things to like to add to the next track.
Oh, that's how I always take it, bro. I'm sorry. I see now you're getting into some deep controversial stuff that if people hear this, they'll be like, that's crazy. You should never do that. But yes, what you just said is exactly what I do. I apply it to the next track moving forward.
Next
I
track.
don't go
Yep.
backwards.
Not going back.
No, no, why?
It's like it's your footprint, man. Like, oh, you came a long
That's
way.
where you were in that
Yeah,
moment
that's what
of time.
you're doing.
You're only
Exactly.
getting better. Watch the
Yeah,
progression. I'm a
yeah.
human being. I'm doing this on my own. I'm learning
Yeah.
by myself now. I'm not paying anybody anymore to teach me how to mix, to teach me how to market. Not that I don't believe in it, and not that I don't think that I won't get to other points in my life where I might need that to get to the next level. But
Right.
like, no, no, like respectfully, but like, thank you. I sent you this song more so because I want, like, if I'm submitting to stuff like that, like when I have in the past, it's because I
Mhm.
want my friends to hear my music because they might not listen to it otherwise.
Felt felt that.
I'm just being honest, bro. Like, and then most of the time it's not even bad stuff that they say. Like, it's just like, oh, you could use vocal align or like, or whatever. And this was like 2 years ago, but
Right.
like, okay, cool. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, if you can get the casual listener on board who doesn't make music at all, not a musical bone in their body, according to them, and they're like, oh, it sounds good. That's probably the biggest compliment that you can get, and it's probably done.
Yeah. At that point, yeah,
And
you
then
did
if
it.
it gets stuck in their ear 10 minutes later, oh, you've done something
Oh yeah,
right.
you definitely know how to go back
If
now.
they're like, oh, that melody's stuck, I'm like, ah, yes, I wasn't
My
trying.
job,
Like,
my job is done. My
yeah,
job
like,
is
I don't know. We have no direction, bro. Like, we don't have a label telling us what is what we need to be putting out, what sounds good, how we need to market ourselves. We have nothing.
none of that.
We
And
have
I
this
love
community.
that I love that type of freedom.
No, it's
Love
it's
that.
the best, but also then there's the flip side of it where you got to be freelancing like crazy to pay your
Crazy.
bills.
Yeah.
Because like I said, nobody's giving you 100K to last you 2 years if you're lucky. If you're lucky, like,
And you gotta pay them back.
well, that's up for
Most
debate. Sure, sure, we'll
most most
sure we'll pay
most
them
of
back. Yeah, sure.
the time. Most of the time.
This is what
Um,
I want to know. This is what I want to know. Reality, right? Because we hear these horror stories of guys getting stuck, right? Okay, getting stuck is one thing. Getting shelved is one thing. I get you. I feel you. I've had a close friend of mine who was in a similar situation. He was the old singer of our band. Went on to like tour the world, open for boy bands. He was in a boy band, whatever. He was on a label, right? And he got somewhat. It sounds like shelved a little bit. I talked to a couple of the members about it, but at the end of the day, I understand you not getting paid from a label anymore, but here's what I don't understand. If your music gets shelved and you can't make money from touring and selling merch because it's all tied up in the label, right? And they own your brand image and they own your name, I got you. I do. But can't you just like rebrand, switch your name, and start selling futures to people? Like, and then throw it in a Cash App account or like throw it in a Venmo. Like, these labels don't own your Venmo and Cash Apps, bro. Like, they like, why can't you come to the dark side and be an independent artist then? Like, and just start selling that, like selling all your. I mean, you got
Right.
the label gave you the clout. Like, go make the money, bro. Like, don't act like you don't know
Yeah.
how to market yourself. They just gave you a crash course in it for 3 years. I don't know.
Uh,
I just like I think outside the box when bro, if you try to put me in a corner, I'm gonna think about how to get out. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't make money. I'm gonna die.
I'm the same way. I don't follow trends. I'm always going against the grain, not with it.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like the whole engagement tweet thing, like I'm not gonna say like I'm the king of it or anything like that. People have said stuff like that to me, like, oh, that's like your thing, bro. Like you made the word engagement tweet a thing. But like I can't remember people doing it, and I was one of the only people, not the only person, but in the way that I was doing it, just asking stupid questions that came to my head every single day. Oh, I'm gonna put this on the internet, and then they answer like, I, I. It's the branding, I guess. It's the marketing. Like that's who I am as a person. I can't. If it's me, bro, like what am I gonna do? Be like, no, 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 I cannot do that because it's not music, and I will not be posting that. This is
Who
my
cares?
this is my platform. Like, what do you mean?
I'm like that too, because there was a point I was want to say maybe 2 years ago. I was like, I'm not talking about music, and I was like, who cares? It's me. I want people to like me for me. Like, let the music be a bonus. I'm gonna talk outside of music. You know, whatever
Yeah,
come to mind, I'm gonna put out. If it's a question, it's not an engagement tweet. I mean, it technically is, but I'm genuinely trying to find something out. So you got to
but
ask a
I
question.
also feel like if you want to really flip it on them, a real engagement tweet is something that I put out there and I never respond to anybody's responses ever. I don't give any love back and I'm not like thank you or yes sir or got you or whatever. If I wasn't in those tweets responding back to what the people were saying to me, then yes, like I'm doing it just for engagement. And you know who does that?
Mhm.
And we don't call out on that? Every major artist in the world. Drake
Oh
has his
yes.
comments locked down, bro. You
Don't
can't
they
even
don't comment
comment
on
on Drake stuff.
shit. Don't comment on shit.
No, that yeah. And then we're getting crap because we're like in this underground thing, Twitter independent artist thing or whatever you want to call it. Like, dude, I'm in those comments almost every single day. Maybe not every single person, but I'm in there like responding at least to a couple people, scrolling through my
Same.
notifications, getting to the next thing, responding to them. If it's a homie, yes, I'm going to spend more time. I'm not going to feel bad for the fact
Yeah.
that I'm not responding to every single person, bro. I'm not engagement farming. I'm not bait for I'm whatever you want to call it. That's fantastic. All you're telling me at the end of the day is you don't want to do it. And that's
Yep.
okay because there's so many people who've made a way without doing it. And then they go,
Right.
no, bro, but like, where's your music? Go to my media tab. Please go to my Spotify. Please go to my Instagram. It's all there. It's just not being fed to you. That's not my problem.
Exactly.
They're
That's
feeding
right.
what other people are feeding on. That's all they're doing.
Ooh. Say that. Say
That's what's
that.
happening. That is social media in a nutshell, bro. And that's
Yes.
why so many people pay for likes and pay for comments and pay for views or pay for whatever because they know it's going to get fed to the next person who could become a real fan and could consume their stuff and could buy something from them.
It's crazy. It's crazy you said pay for views and likes and stuff like that. Cause in the beginning, I was doing that. Cause I thought I had to look a certain way. Cause that's what how we look at social media. Like, oh damn, look at all these likes and shit like that. They're getting all these brand deals and da 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 da. So I thought if I get 150 likes or whatever, 1,000 views, pay for that shit. They didn't do a damn thing for me. Nothing.
Now,
Except
flip
burn a
side, what
hole in my
you do is like hit up every single person that liked your stuff from those paid ads and stuff, but sadly, the reality of it is they probably aren't real people.
Exactly.
So you don't really have a database of people to pull from to sell to.
No, don't, bro.
No,
Never. I never do that shit again.
no.
Never do that shit again.
And like I've done it twice on TikTok, like a year ago when they
Mhm.
first started putting out ads. I was like, oh, let me see. Let me throw $10 at two posts. It was something like that, right? $20.
I tried that on TikTok too.
And it threw my views up and I got a bunch of like real comments, I think, from real people. I think I didn't go deep enough to look at the profiles to be like, are these real? But
Right.
I did that. I've never paid for an Instagram ad. I've never, the only thing I paid for Twitter so far is Twitter Premium. I've never paid for ads, paid ads on Twitter. Personally, I don't know about you. I maybe I'm just not the normal consumer, but I just scroll past stuff when it says ad, like on TikTok and Twitter and stuff. Like I just scroll. Something in me is like, oh, this is being fed to me and it's being paid to be fed to me. I don't want to see it. Like that's what it is.
Oh man, that's crazy. You said that too. So I did used to pay for ads for like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that for my music for like Spotify. Yeah, but you got
And
to
I'm
do
not
that shit.
against it either, by the way. I have
I'm
homies
not. I'm not. I'm not.
gotten
I'm not
ROI.
knocking it. You get it how you can, but not everybody's gonna want to do that. You know. So I tried it, but you got to do that shit so consistent, like months
That's what
on
I was
end.
gonna say. Is I know if I start that game, it's a nasty cycle where they keep wanting money, and then for me, I'll be like, oh, I'm just getting the same reach as I used to get. This sucks, or I might even get less. That's what I've heard
Right.
happens. They get
Right.
less, and I'm already getting a tiny bit. I don't like
Yes.
Instagram in particular. Like, bro, I'm happy to hit 20 or 30 likes these days. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did a collab post with my boy. He finally put it up the other day. His name's Noisy Sauce. We met on
Okay.
Twitter years ago, I'm pretty sure, and then we followed each other. And he just blows up for doing like he does this content where girls will be like, "Do you want to know how to get a man?" or like, "Do you want to know how to get a girl?" or whatever. And then he just cuts the video, goes, "No thanks. So here's an audio engineering tip that's really gonna help you." And he just like flips it, right? And it's funny.
Mm.
He gets a bunch of real engagement, and he finally put out the collab video. I posted on Twitter yesterday too, and so did he. But it's got like 1,000 likes on Instagram, and my notifications for the last day have been going up. And every single person that comments, bro, I try to respond back to them and follow them because I'm trying to capture that, right? That moment. And like,
Yeah.
bro, like I said, the contrast of me and reality is like, bro, if I'm hitting 70 likes on an outfit pick, I'm like, yes, we're doing it, bro. We're playing the Instagram game.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
the
being
same way,
fed to
man.
this algorithm, like 150 story views. I'm the man. Like,
I posted something. It was last year. I forgot what post it was, but it was something like, oh, it was a T-Pain video that I ripped from YouTube. Bro, that thing was going for like 3 days. I had to mute it. That's how bad it got. I couldn't respond to everybody. I was like, yo, I can't fucking do this shit.
yeah, yeah. And
I
you
was
know
like,
why
yo,
stuff like that doesn't change like people's it doesn't change their like their business or anything is because for me even like I okay, I suppose I could like when I've had posts go off and stuff, if it's not something explicitly that could be something that I'm trying to sell to the people, like time slots for a podcast, right? When I'm like, yo, got 4 slots next week, who wants on? There's supply and demand there, right? That's like a business setup, right? But if I'm like going viral for like ripping a T-Pain vocal and throwing it on a beat or something, and people are like, this is crazy, I don't even think to market to those people to sell to them because they just know me from a T-Pain rip, bro. Like they might want to buy
yeah,
from me. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot if I'm being honest. You got all kinds of
yeah.
interaction. That's hella DMs, right? But um, I don't know. Like that's how many views did it get?
I want to say it got 150K. Shit
Hella,
was ridiculous.
hella likes, hella comments.
Yeah, I was like, man, I gotta leave this conversation. This shit is crazy.
You popped. You popped.
Crazy. And I did that shit randomly because I like what he was talking about. That's
Insane.
all it was. That's all it
Random.
was. I was like, damn, let me just share this because I like what he's talking about. And I did not expect that shit to go viral how it did.
Was it?
Huh?
You were following who?
No, I'm saying I didn't
Oh,
expect
I
that
thought you
post to
said
go.
somebody was like doing it too, and you just like,
I was like, damn, I like what he said. Let me capture this, share it to everybody. And then one
You
person
just
liked. I'm
straight
like,
screen recorded it and threw it on Twitter.
I screen recorded. Then
Probably had it on Twitter before T-Pain did. That's what it was.
yeah, and that's exactly what it was. I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. Like the impression was wild, bro.
Then you become a rap content Twitter page.
Fuck that. No, I'm good.
Oh, some of those guys though, like legit, like rap talks I saw last night. I think it was before I went to bed. I was scrolling the timeline and oh, like Bluff retweeted it. It's his boy was interviewing the rap talks guy, and the rap talks guy has met Baby Keem and Kendrick now, and like Kendrick used his tweet to like help market Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and like the guy had the tweet blown up on his wall. Like I couldn't read it, but like, and he's met, like, you know, he's taken a rap talks account, which is just like sharing stuff about the industry and rappers and stuff, and he's like taking it to real life and met real people. Flip side to all of that usually doesn't mean any more money in your pocket. Like,
Hey,
it's a
yeah.
cool interaction and a cool starting point of a conversation with like these big guys, but it usually doesn't mean like money in your pocket right away. It just usually means social currency, which you can use to like level up and get to other areas and other people who will then like pay attention and respond to you. Sucks that it's that way, but you know, it's just kind of a real life reflection of the of what the
Yeah,
internet is.
pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much, man.
And it's the whole
Yeah.
active thing. And that's why people buy followers. And but like, I don't know. I feel like there's something to be said about the way that we're doing it, which is like organic from the community. Yes, I'm loved by some. Yes, I'm not by others. And there's plenty of people who do like me. Obviously, anybody who wants to be on this like likes me somewhat of, as a person, right? And like just building and helping show platform to other people and just being like, yo, they exist. This is what they do. Go check them out if you want, right? Or here's a snippet of their
Ah,
stuff, whatever.
yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah.
I'm always trying to put people on to my people. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm always review room. I'm always
Yeah.
giving him a shout out, bro. Just I don't know, man. I'm about sharing positivity, the love for everybody and everything like that. That's I'm always been about that.
Yeah. And it's probably one of the reasons why we're here today, because I've just noticed that about you is just like there's some people, bro, like who just don't respond. And I've had
Yeah.
people straight up just be like, no, I'm not interested. Like in being on the podcast, like right now. And I don't know what that means, but I don't look too much into it, you know. It
If they're
happened
not
today for
down,
the first time, and I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah. All right, cool. All
I
right,
just,
bet.
you know what it is? I haven't marketed myself in the DMs like that in a really long time, like to sell stuff. So like I haven't heard no in a really long time. So I'm just like, oh right, like this is what it feels like. It's like a
Yeah.
sting for a second, then you're like, anyways, here's my loops. Like you want to work. And they're like, yeah.
Throw that in there real quick.
Oh, always, always. If people didn't buy stuff from me, like loops and stuff, I would always send them free kits almost every single time.
That's dope. That's dope.
Because you never know. And then you follow up in a week and they're like, oh, actually, these are fire. Can I take 5 in this style? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's my
Yeah. Look,
rates.
you got a custom right there.
You gotta always leave them with a good taste in their mouth. Like
Right.
you don't want them to hate you. But
Right. You don't.
you know, dang bro, we're going on a
You
couple
going
hours
in,
here.
bro. And I gotta work in the morning too.
Yeah, it's 8:30 your time, right?
Yeah, yeah, just about. Just about, man.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Tell the people what you got going. I mean, they if they haven't watched the whole thing, but
Yeah.
tell them
You
what's
have to make
going
some
on, bros.
clips. Got an album coming out. Got a listening party this Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Eat Lounge.
The Beat Lounge in my Discord.
4 p.m. Pacific. I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
throw
doing
that
it
in
in.
there, throw that in there.
Tune in for a
Uh,
second. I gotta get on that Discord.
here it is dope ass hip hop boom bap album that I got coming out. Drops April 1st on my website and Bandcamp. April 5th for all DSPs. And then the night of the Beat Lounge, I got a little something special coming. Got a little something special coming.
You got a sneak peek. I mean, this is gonna come out after Saturday, so but so you could tell the people then because it's coming out. So what are they missing out on? What they miss?
I got an encore track. I got 5 artists. I got Low Key, Vice Carter, SPOOG, SCS, and Geo the Genius. It's called Raw, the
Gio's
Cipher.
rapping.
Huh?
Gio's rapping.
Yes, bro. Nasty, nasty.
You know what?
I
I don't think I've ever heard him rap. I just know him as a mixing engineer. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, y'all got to pull up, bro. Y'all gonna have to pull up. And we're doing a raw vinyl giveaway that this Saturday.
Yeah, that Loki because he bought so many.
Yeah.
I saw
Yep.
he's like he bought like six or something, and now
Yeah. Shout
that's
out to that guy, man.
that's
That dude is dope. But
yeah,
yeah, man,
excellent.
that's all I got going on. I got a drum kit on the way. Probably I'm not gonna even give a release date on that because this album been eating me up. So I had to put the drum kit on pause.
Oh, you're good. Yeah,
I'm
it's
probably like
vinyl
45%.
respect
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
vinyl.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Appreciate
I'm
it.
excited to get mine. I don't know where it's at in the batch or the line of things or whatever, but
No, yours. I'm by myself, bro. Trust me. I'm getting to everybody as
I
fast
need
as
it by
possible.
next week, bro. I'm used to these companies shipping my stuff in 2 days, bro. Come on, bro. No, just
I
kidding.
got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, it's like it's what's funny is we're so used to fast shipping these days because of Amazon and everything, where anything takes a normal amount of time, like a week, like it used to. We're like, oh my god, I got skip. Not you. I'm talking about my Bape hoodie that I got last week, but it came through. You guys, good. Anyways, yeah, we're just so like it's that like where's my stuff? But
Right.
no, I'm excited to have it. If all goes well, I'm definitely gonna be putting it up in the new studio. So I'm gonna get a new vinyl section, so like some little shelves or something. But either that or in here. But yeah, man. I appreciate the time. Thank you. Yeah, we got some cool stuff. Yeah, we'll definitely put our track out too. I gotta submit that. Um, I'm probably just gonna submit it right now. But yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. I'm excited. Maybe we'll do some
Have me
cool visual stuff for it or something. So I haven't put out an instrumental, bro, in like 6 months. So I'm excited.
You want somebody on it?
Do you? Do you got anyone in mind?
I mean,
Send it to
I
some
think I
people.
know.
Let me know. Send it.
I
Send
think
like
I got. I think I got somebody in mind who can
yeah. I
really
mean, Bam
elevate.
would be cool on it. I don't know if you're thinking Bam, but I know he's got the whole baby thing, so it might be kind of hard. But um,
I'm gonna do some
bro,
shopping
send it
around.
around. You have the
I'm gonna
link
send it
in
around.
our chat, huh? Right now.
Yes, I still got it. I still got it.
Okay, yeah, yeah. If you want, yeah. I mean, a little collab. I'm
Yeah,
down.
that'd be dope. Definitely. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll
All
talk
right,
about it.
sounds good. Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what we can get going. I got some guys I could pitch it to too, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I could send it to them. It's not gonna hurt anything. But yeah, send it to your people for sure.
Got you, bro.
All
Got
right,
you.
man. I'll be talking to you. Enjoy work in the morning. I'm sorry I didn't mean to keep you so long. That one for a
Nah,
minute.
you good, man. Yeah, you good, man. It was worth it, bro. It was worth it.
I don't think I have your email, so if you could shoot me your email over text, I'll send you your copy of this so you can clip it up however you want and share it too. So.
Got you right now.
All right, bro. Well, thank you
All right.
everybody for joining Josh Talks, Flipz World, Raw, coming soon. Finals out now. Don't know if there's any more available for people to buy, but you know,
You got to like just DM
might be able to
me.
hustle a few more after this comes out, you know?
Mike, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, man.
All
I'll
right,
be
bro.
talking to you. Thank you.
Peace.
Later.